Hello, my devs. So today I wanted to tell you the story about the woman who saved my life. This woman actually started working with my mom when she was 16, and I met her shortly after she started working with her. I personally always loved her and adored her and thought she was just like the coolest person in all of the world. I was probably like, I don't know, 12, what have you, at the time, so I mean, that's normal. Of course, I was actually unpopular in school whenever I did go. And then, of course, I had home problems. So definitely looking up to her and thinking that she was really cool was, she was like my idol. And then I remember meeting her, and of course, I thought she didn't like me because, again, I was unpopular, and so a lot of people didn't like me, and I just assumed, like, for the rest of my life, I would be this uncool kid who nobody liked. So even though it's funny thinking about it, even though I didn't know her very well and I thought she didn't like me, I really felt very connected to her. I felt like I could go to her about anything, basically, which is funny to me. And I trusted her more than I probably should have trusted a stranger, come to think of it, but I mean, it worked out for me, I guess. So I remember this one time my sister and I actually ran away from home. It was like after a night of, I think my sister was like, it was like a whole night of my sister getting beat, and, of course I had to be a part of it because, he had to have people a part of it for whatever reason. And I really don't even know what it was that she was getting in trouble for. I couldn't tell you. God only knows what. He like turned his back or like went out of the room or something, and my sister like motioned for me to grab the keys, her shoes, and meet her outside. And I waited outside for, God, it felt like hours, and it was probably only a couple of minutes, but I remember my heart was pounding, and I was like, what am I doing? What are we doing? What if she doesn't come out? What if I'm out here? What if he comes out and finds me? What am I going to do then? I was scared. My heart was pounding. And then she finally came bolting out of the door and jumped in her car, and I jumped in, and we took off. We had driven just past, like, my mom's place of work, and, we sat in the car not knowing what to do or where to go or not knowing what was going on. We didn't have any money. We were running out of gas. We didn't know what to do. We didn't know where to go. My sister had actually been up all night, and I don't think I was old enough to drive, or maybe I was old enough to drive or what have you. We didn't know what to do. And I was like, Mom's at work. Like, we should just go to work and tell Mom what's going on. And, that was shut down. That wasn't, we didn't go with that. And then I was like, man, we should go to the cops. Like, we need to do something. This can't be our lives. Like, we can't do this. And, my sister took a nap, and the whole time I racked my brain for, like, what we should do, because I had no intentions of going back home out, like, we were out, like, we've done it, we've made a statement, we need to follow through with this. And I remember I was like, we could go to that woman's house, we could go there, and she would protect us, she would give us somewhere to stay, like, she would be on our side, like, and this is somebody that, again, I didn't know. I had never hung out with her. I didn't know her other than she worked with my mom, and I heard the stories that my mom would tell me. That sounded weird, but, whatever happened that day, whatever. But I didn't really know her from Adam, but I knew in that moment, and I knew in my soul that if I went to this person, they would help me, and all would be right in the world. Which, looking back on, I thought, or even at the moment, I was like, you don't even know this person. How do you know that that's actually what's going to happen? And looking back on it, I'm like, I get it now. I get why I had that feeling now. But, I was like, she could help us. And I was probably like 15 or 16 at the time. Again, I never hung out with her, and I didn't know her from anybody. But I knew in my heart that would be a person that could help us and that could, really get us through what we needed to get through. But we ended up not doing that for whatever reason. I really don't know. Honestly, I was scared, and I think my sister was scared, and we had left our brothers there, and I know I worried about them, and I knew that I didn't know what was going on at the house. I didn't know if, our actions were being taken out on them. So we ended up returning home, and, again, we were concerned for our brothers and their safety, and we needed to know that they were going to be okay. And we at least figured if we were there, we knew that they were okay. And we were met by our stepfather, and he was all pissed off that we, ran off, and he knew we were going to the cops, which we should have, to be quite honest, we really should have. And so he was like, I knew y'all were going to the cops, so I shaved my whole head so I wouldn't look like a molester when they arrested me. And I was like, bro, you do know that you, look more like one now than you did before. Well, I don't know if you did before. I knew you were, so automatically I felt like you looked like one, but, you look like one now, so you screwed yourself. Which, I'm like, man, I wish they had taken him in then, because that would have been awesome, but, it didn't happen. But I was like, surely he would, retaliate because we ran off, and we were so, I think he was even like, y'all ran over because he came out after us whenever we started taking off. He came out, and I remember him, beating on the window or whatever, trying to get us to stop. And he was like, you ran over my foot, and I was like, too bad it wasn't your whole freaking body, dude. I'm not going to feel sorry for you because we ran over your foot. We should have run over both of them and your legs, and I could keep going, but I won't. And so he didn't beat us for that, surprisingly. I was like, you're doing it all night, so why not continue doing it? But he didn't, and, that was that for the end of the day, and I knew they were safe, my brothers were safe, and I knew that with us being there, I knew that they were going to be okay. Well, obviously they weren't okay, but I knew that us being there, at least we didn't abandon them, I guess. And I just kept thinking, what if we had done what I suggested? What if we had made it to the woman's home? What if we went and told my mom that day what was happening? All these different things, these what if scenarios. And, there are always going to be what if scenarios. But I think it's awesome that, at that time in my life, I knew that she was going to be able to help me. Of course, I never imagined all the things that she would do for me and all the ways that she would actually help me as a person. But I definitely, I think it's amazing that I knew, and that really makes me believe in, and whatever I believe in, I won't share that, as well as I won't share names and stuff like that. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm trying to keep things private as much as I can while also sharing my entire life story with you. But for the sake of all of everyone else and included in these stories, I won't share that kind of stuff. But it definitely makes me believe in not only what I believe in, but also put stock in what everybody else believes in, because people are put into your life for a reason, and maybe you don't know it now, maybe you won't realize now why that person seems so important to you, but you may learn later on that why it was that way for you. So fast forward 2 years when we finally got rid of my stepfather. So when we finally got rid of him, and my mom was telling the woman what actually had been happening, and she was explaining everything, she actually cried for us. She, and she apologized to us. She apologized for not being more observant. There we go. I couldn't think of the word. But she apologized for that. She apologized for not doing more for us, and I was just taken aback by that, because here's this person who wasn't in our home, who didn't know the goings on a daily basis, and they were apologizing to us for something that somebody else did, and that was just that made me respect her and love her more, to be honest. And so, she's always said, and will say, to be honest, that she's never liked him, and he just never needs to show his face around her. Let's just say that. and she never felt that we were safe around him. And, you know, I didn't know that she knew anything, and I, you know, but my mother confided in her. She told her a lot of things that my mother felt uncomfortable with in the house and stuff like that. And we'll get into, you know, on another video, I'll talk to you about my mom and why I still think she's, you know, the most amazing woman in the world, and all that good stuff. But so I learned that, you know, she always loved us kids, and, you know, to be honest, she always loved my mom. And even whenever my mom moved away to live with my grandparents, the woman cried. Like, she held my mom and cried and begged her not to leave. And I think that's whenever I really realized how much she really cared about this family and how much we all meant to her. And I didn't really realize it then. I mean, obviously, I think my mom is like the bee's knees, but I didn't, you know, I didn't know how much everybody else appreciated her for the kind of woman that she is. So I was 19 when my mom moved away to live with my grandparents. She moved with my brothers, and then shortly after that, my sister followed. So I didn't have any family here, and I didn't have anywhere to live. I made next to nothing, and you know, I was talking to this woman about it because I went to go work for the same company as them. I worked at a different location than my mom, but it was the same company nonetheless, and the woman was actually my boss, which I would say that she has helped, you know, build my work ethic. I mean, I already had a good one due to my grandparents and my mom, but she definitely helped me build my work ethic and, you know, build me up as a person, probably because she was a part of my life so much by being at my work life and then being at my personal life. But so when I was 19 when my mother and my brothers moved away, and then my sister followed, and I was talking to the woman about it, and like without hesitation, or maybe I was like 20, 21, whatever it was. It wasn't too long ago. And she, without hesitation, she was just like, well, come live with me and my mom. And she, you know, cleared it with her mom, and she, you know, of course I paid rent, which I honestly am glad that was expected. I expected to pay rent, but I'm glad that they also expected that of me. It definitely made me more responsible and more, well, I was already pretty good with money considering the past, but, you know, it made me better at budgeting and being more responsible, which was good. So I can honestly say that my life would not be what it is today without this woman and her family in my life, because now it is her family, and I feel like I'm a part of her family, which I think is just wonderful, because they're just all wonderful people. They really are. You know, yeah, so my life wouldn't be the same without her. She pushed for me to go to a therapist, and her mom actually helped me find the therapist that I have. And that was just like the best thing that could have happened, because my therapist is awesome and she's amazing, and, you know, I've really come a long way because of it. She helped me heal in ways that I couldn't have imagined. She helped me, she sat with me a lot, and, you know, we went on our adventures that we would go on, and there was quite a bit of drinking involved, but it was never in a way to, like, escape anything. It was more of just, like, I don't know. I feel like I owe a lot to her. And as much as I feel like I owe to her, I feel like she's constantly telling me how I've changed her life. And, sorry. What was I going to say? Yeah, I definitely would not be the person that I am today without her, and I owe a lot to her. And, she tells me all the time that I get upset. You're allowed to feel how you feel. And that, to me, is like one of the things that I've taken away from that family so much. You're allowed to feel how you feel. whether you're happy, whether you're sad, whatever you want to, like, however you want to feel, you are allowed that emotion. And that definitely has helped me in all of my emotions that I've had. And she's seen me through a lot. She's, you know, she's been there for me in my darkest of days, and she's been there for me in my brightest. And she definitely, just, I would like to tell you that she is my very best friend in all of this world, but that just would not be enough. You know, even saying that she is a sister or a mother figure is not enough. You know, the closest thing that I could describe it as is that she is my savior or my guardian angel, because she really is. She came to me in a time whenever I really, really, really needed her, and she has not left my side. And I have, you know, I messed up in our friendship. I messed up. I made one of the biggest mistakes of my life. And she, without thought, without hesitation, without me even knowing that she did this, she forgave me. And I just, like, I just can't. I could go on all day about this woman, and I could, you know, and I wish that you could meet her, because everybody who meets her loves her. Well, that's not true. Some people don't. But, you know, anyway, but yeah, she's just so amazing. And what baffles me, what blows my mind about the whole thing is how amazing I think that she is. She thinks that I'm more so. She, you know, she's so, I don't even think proud is the word, because it's not like, it's more of like astonished. She's so astonished and, you know, inspired by the fact that I can get out of bed every day and face the world. And I didn't, you know, I never expected not to. I always expected to just do, to just, you know, to just be, to live, because I deserve that. I deserve a life, and I deserve to be happy, and I don't deserve to have to deal with this on a daily basis. And so I fight not to. And she thinks that's just amazing. And because she thinks it's amazing, and I thought it was just normal, and like, that's what you do, I'm now starting to see how amazing it is, and I see it in everybody every day, and I think it's just amazing and awesome. So as much as I wish that you could meet this person, and as much as I know that she may never see this video, I just really love her, and I owe her my life. I feel. She doesn't feel that way, but I do. I feel that way. But, you know, I'm truly blessed to have her in my life, and I am so blessed and so grateful to have met her when I did, and I thank the universe every day for sending her to me and for providing me with that kind of support and that kind of help, because, like I said, this is a hard battle, and I've been at it for a while, so I'm able to sit back and tell stories and make jokes and stuff, but, you know, it wasn't always that way. It wasn't always like that. You know, this is honestly the most detailed that I've been with anybody other than my therapist. You know, I don't really talk about it a lot, because other than to show other people and to share my story, I don't think that there's a need for me to do it, you know. But I totally forgot where I was going. So I hope this story helped you see all the wonderful people in your life, and let you know that some days you may feel so alone and so lost and forgotten, and I completely understand that feeling. I have that feeling, you know, more often than I would like to admit. And I don't know if it's because of what happened, or because, you know, we're just humans and that's how we're supposed to feel, or what, but, you know, those days do happen, and I have to remind myself that that there are people out there for me, and that there are people who have been there for me, and I just want you to, you know, take stock of what you have, you know, look at the people around you, and if you have that gut feeling, if you feel like, damn it, I've got to do something, and this person is going to be there for me, you know, I would trust it. I mean, we should have trusted trusted it, you know, years before we actually trusted it, in my case, in my story. So I definitely feel like if your gut is telling you something, that's one thing that I've learned out of this whole experience, this whole ordeal. If your gut is telling you something, it's probably true. My gut told me this guy was no good whenever I met him, and then my gut was telling me that I should go with this person who ended up saving my life, and then I should go and make that phone call that I made and do what I did. And I have never regretted listening to my gut. I've regretted not listening to my gut, tell you that, but I've never regretted not listening to it, you know? So again, I hope this story helps you see all the wonderful people in your life, and I hope that by me sharing my story with you, you feel less alone, and that you know that there's at least one person out there who understands, or, you know, can kind of understand where you're coming from. Because again, my situation is not everybody's situation, and, you know, not everything is the same, but I will be there. I'll be there for you. And like I said, hopefully me sharing makes you feel less alone, because in the dark days when you feel alone and forgotten, it's nice to know that you're not actually alone, even if you feel that way at the time, because you're allowed to feel how you feel. I just want you to know that you're not, and I hope that you get your savior and your guardian angel, because you definitely deserve it. And, you know, you don't deserve to be happy you don't deserve to be unhappy. Thank you. You very much deserve to be happy and healthy in life, and I want nothing else for you than for you to live a very happy and healthy life. Okay? So until next time, when I tell you another story, and hopefully don't cry on camera, that would be nice. So until then, goodbye, my doves.